Hi, I'm Jackie Hirsch, a therapist here at Worcester Youth and Family Counseling Services. Today, I'm here to talk to you a little bit about mindfulness and some skills that we can use with mindfulness to help us in our day-to-day. So I want to start by talking about what mindfulness means. Here I have a visual of what mindfulness means. So mindfulness kind of comes in three main parts. First and foremost is noticing your thoughts, feelings, and physical sensations. Just bring awareness to things. The next piece is in the present moment. So having your being aware of what's happening right now to you, as opposed to what happened yesterday, an hour ago, or what might happen tomorrow. And last is without harmful judgment. Often we judge what's happening either within our body, within our head, or just around us, which causes a lot of distress for us. So this gives us an idea of what it means to be mindful. It's about simply noticing without judging. Maybe we're noticing sounds, physically how we're feeling, or how we're eating something and how it actually tastes. We're really taking a moment to notice these things and be aware and present in that moment. Now, why mindfulness is so helpful to us. And I have another image about the power of mindfulness. So, the power of mindfulness. What mindfulness allows us to do is to respond to a stimulus as opposed to react. So in life, every day without mindfulness, there's a stimulus and we react. Maybe we spill our coffee and we get very angry. Something happens and we react. Whereas with mindfulness, there's a stimulus, we take a moment to be mindful, and then we're able to respond. When we do that, we're able to slow down and think about what we are doing, thinking, or feeling. Maybe we realize that, yeah, spilled coffee is very frustrating. However, maybe we can make another cup, we have another Keurig cup, or we have a whole pot. So it allows us to take a moment and to rethink everything and just be more present and not jumping to that response or that reaction, so we can respond. This can be really helpful in everyday life, where we can use it in relationships with communicating and even just how we're feeling about things. If we're frustrated, taking a moment to be mindful will help us slow down and become more aware so that we can respond as opposed to react quickly. Now, what a specific activity we can do utilizing mindfulness I have today is called the G.L.A.D technique. Now, what the purpose of this is often in our day-to-day, we get very stuck in the negative that happens to us. We think about each bad thing that happened. Spilt my coffee, I hit traffic on my way to work, my Zoom meeting for school wouldn't work. We think of each negative that happens, and often we get really stuck in that space, and we even ruminate or can't move past these bad things that happen to us. Sometimes having this happen often can lead to feelings of distress, anxiety. We're worrying about what bad thing's going to happen next, or maybe even sadness, depression, hopelessness, feeling like, oh, nothing's going to go right. So the G.L.A.D technique is working on expanding kindness and gratitude. It helps us to turn to more positive thoughts as opposed to feeling very stuck, feeling like we're in quicksand of negativity. So the G.L.A.D technique. The G.L.A.D technique is something simple that you can do every single day whenever you need to, or it can be a routine that you do by yourself, with your significant other, with your family, each night going through the G.L.A.D technique. So the G.L.A.D technique is going through and talking about something for each letter of G.L.A.D. So G stands for gratitude. So this would be something that you're grateful for. It can be something basic, such as having a house, running water. It could be something significant, like your relationships or a job, a raise, anything like that. Next, L for G.L.A.D is learned. What's one thing you learned today? kind of giving us a shift of thinking that we're always growing as a person. Now, what you learned can be about yourself, it can be about someone that you know, or it can just be a fun fact. It's just thinking about how we're always growing and improving as people. Then A here is accomplishment. What is one accomplishment from your day? Often we struggle with this one because we want to think about something significant, but it doesn't always have to be a supersized accomplishment. Sometimes our accomplishment is that we got out of bed on time and got to work on time, or we didn't, snooze our alarm at all today. It doesn't have to be a major task of, getting a degree and graduating high school. That is a great accomplishment. However, on our day-to-day, our accomplishments might be simply, I cooked breakfast and ate it before I left the house as opposed to a granola bar on the way to work. It can be something in your day-to-day that's smaller, but it's still an accomplishment. And then last, D is delight. So taking a moment and thinking of one thing in your day that brought you joy, maybe made you laugh or smile. It doesn't, again, have to be something huge. Maybe it was just a movie you saw or a line from a show that made you chuckle. Or maybe you were outside and you were watching the birds and it made you really happy. It doesn't have to be a major event, a thing, to make you feel positive and have delight. It can just be whatever might bring you some positive feelings. So this is a simple activity where you don't need anything. It can just be a discussion. Each night sitting together before bed and discussing, what were the things that made you feel gratitude? What did you learn, accomplish, and what brought you delight today? This can really help us in a difficult time to shift from our negative thinking, where we get really stuck because we see a lot of the negative. And this allows us to feel happier and to be more present in our day-to-day and being present in the positive things of our day-to-day as opposed to being stuck in the negative that we see. I hope that this video is helpful for you and that you guys can keep practicing the G.L.A.D technique and try to introduce it to some people that maybe who don't know it as well, and you can all expand on gratitude and kindness together. Thank you.